Hello everybody, my name is Spade and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Last episode, we raced at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course and ended up coming away with a top 10 finish, finishing in the 10th position. And in a race that was so up and down, I'm pretty happy with that finish. You know, we were on pit road multiple times, having to repair damage. We were in several accidents. We had that pit road speeding penalty in the first stage. But coming away with a 10th place finish, that is great. So that keeps us in 7th place in points, which is huge right now heading into race number 3. Yes, I get it. It's race number 3. We have 24 races until the playoffs begin. But every bit of points we can get now and all the planning that we can do for the playoffs now is only going to help us. Now, I think the next 2 races, I know I said this at the end of the last episode, but I think the next 2 races are going to be crucial. Homestead-Miami and Vegas should give us a great idea of how our season is going to go. If I can't perform well at these 2 tracks, then it's going to be a rough season. I'm really going to have to bank on tracks like Bristol, Martinsville, and the road courses to get my win, to make my way into the actual playoffs. I want to be competitive. I want to be able to race in the top 10 and be able to hold my own at these 2 tracks. And on Legend, that can be kind of difficult, but I am in a 5-star ride, so we'll see. All right, that's enough rambling from me. Let's just get into this race. Last thing before we jump into this race, I forgot to mention that I did change the race length back to 13%, so if you saw that 67 laps and thought that was a little bit high, it is. We're doing 35 laps. Anyway, now on to the garage to see where we qualify. Taking a look at our practice time, we were able to beat our goal time of 32.706. We beat it by about 0.2 of a second, running a 32.539. But as soon as we got to qualifying, I just wasn't able to keep up with that pace. I had a rough qualifying session. I was sliding up the track, wasn't able to keep it on the bottom. It was just rough all around. So we're starting back in 22nd. So we have some work to do if we want to win this race. But let's not hesitate any further. Let's get to racing. And we are green at Homestead-Miami. 9 laps in the first stage. We have 15 laps of fuel, so we should be able to make it to the end of this stage. No problem, as long as we can keep it clean. Now, just from experience, I know that if you look in the bottom right of your screen and look at my point of view while I'm racing right now, it is bright, it is blue, and it is the middle of the day here in Florida. But if you're looking at the replay mode that's covering up most of the screen, you will see it is dusk. It's purpley, it's red, it's beautiful. It's nighttime though. So that's a bug with the time and the I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a bug with the time and the setting that I just don't know how to fix. So sorry if that bugs you. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'll happily be wrong, and it was just like it only happened like the 2 other times I raced this track, but I have a feeling it's kind of built in there, so sorry if that's gonna bug you, but it should even out by the time we get to the 3rd stage. Started in 22nd, we're already up to 18th, seem to be running pretty strong. I do think that qualifying was a fluke, and we should be able to be competitive in this race. Just gotta take our time and make our passes and keep the car in one piece. We are back to the original paint scheme. I have an idea for what scheme I want to run next week in Vegas, but here in Homestead, I think we're just going to stick with the original. All right, 3 laps completed here momentarily. All right, 3 laps completed, and we have made our way up into 15th, so we are up 7 spots. Honestly, I'm fine with running in P15. I'd love to get up to P10 and get some stage points, but again, I don't want to be too greedy. If I can set myself up to be in a position to win get points the next stage, then that's fine. Better than not getting points in either stage. So just kind of picking and choosing our battles. We start a little bit too far back, I think, to really be competitive this stage. We got 5 left in the first stage here. It's going to be a relatively short race. We are back down to 13%. Mid-Ohio went a little bit longer than I had planned it to. Less cautions than I thought there would be. But I also pissed a lot of people off in that race, and I don't really need a lot of rivals, especially when I'm trying to win races. I don't need people trying to wreck me. I'd rather have allies and draft partners. So I think the goal for these next 2 races is just to see how well I can perform while racing as clean as I possibly can. Try to get some of these people that are upset with me back on my side. But I am making pretty great time on these guys. You know, I've been able to catch them, make passes, and I'm honestly happy with the way the car feels. It's a little bit too tight in the center of the corner, but I will make those adjustments when the stage is over, and hopefully we can get the car feeling a little bit better. We are up to P12 with 3 laps remaining in this stage. There is a chance that we can crack the top 10, but it's unlikely seeing how far De Benedetto is in front of me. He is that red car riding on the outside, right in front of William Byron in the 24. Yeah, I have a hard time believing that I'm going to be able to catch him in 3 laps, now coming to 2, but I mean, if I can finish this stage in 12th, have a solid pit stop, maybe start 11th, I should be set up to get some stage points next stage. And look how quick Cole Custer is. He got the pole. He had a little message saying that he has been on fire all weekend long, and he is clearly the car to beat today. And the stage is over a little bit sooner than we bargained for. Got some sort of accident behind us. So no stage points in the first stage, but we are set up in a pretty good position to try to get them next stage. I'm going to throw a little bit of tape on the car, get it some more downforce, hopefully that helps us through the corners. Take out 2/10 of wedge, and I'm going to lower the tire pressure just slightly in these left sides to help to get some more grip in the center and get some more oomph. It's going to wear out the tires a little bit more, but it's kind of a give and take right now. Let's see if I like these changes. And we are green with stage 2 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We do gain that 1 position on pit road, putting us in the inside lane in 11th, right where I wanted to be by the end of that stage. So it kind of worked out perfectly for us. As long as I can keep it going straight and try to gain some positions and get into the top 10 and get some stage points. That's kind of the focus right now. We are racing hard for stage points. I'd love to get a stage win. I'd love to get that playoff point, but I mean, I got to stay in the top 20 as well. Top 16 if I don't manage to get a win. All right, we're gonna try the outside lane here. See if we can make some time up on it. I overdrove the corner a little bit. I don't think the adjustment I made was the right one. I can't tell if it's just me yet or if the car is just plowing through the center of the corner more than it was. Because that corner felt okay. That one really did. We were able to get back around Kurt Busch in the number 1 Chevrolet and catch up to De Benedetto here. We're going to try the outside again. Maybe run the corner a little bit smoother this time. Yeah, I think I'm just overdriving it into the corner, and the car's just wanting to slide to the outside wall. I think I really just got to be a little bit more careful with that. But I'm in a decent position. Now the back end's wanting to come around. The car's a little bit all over the place. I'm not quite happy with it. I'm not sure what adjustments I need to make. Because I don't know. It doesn't feel either tight or loose. It just feels wrong. It's hard to describe. I just need to make some sort of change. But focus right now is not on the adjustments that need to be made. It's about working with what I got and getting to that top 10. I am 1 position out of some stage points. I've only gotten, I think, I've only gotten 1? Did I get any at Daytona? I got a 2nd place, so I have 10 stage points to my name so far this season. Which is good, but it could be better. And I got 5 laps to make my way into the top 10. I'm going to take that spot away from my teammate, Denny Hamlin, in the 11 Joe Gibbs Toyota. Ooh, loose on corner exit as the tires are wearing. I think I'm just going to undo the adjustment I made. Because I was gaining a lot more and felt over like I was running a lot better before I made those changes. Alright, 4 more laps. Man, Cole Custer is just running away with this thing. I think he's led every lap so far. And he has a pretty solid lead over second place. Look at him. He's just running off with this thing. Alright, we are now catching right up to Denny Hamlin. Should be able to overtake him here shortly. I just got to keep racing smart. Not the greatest corner exit for me, so Hamlin's able to get the run, but we do have the inside lane, which appears to be quicker. So I should be able to take that position from him. I have it. I just got to put the block on the outside run, and I do get there. All right. So Hamlin is now stuck behind us. We have 10th, but the car is a little bit out of control. It's a little bit loose as the run develops and the tires wear. So especially on corner exit. So just got to be smart with it and hold on to 10th. We got at least 1 point in our pocket right now with 2 to go. It's going to be very difficult to get up and take any more spots at this point in the run. Oh, I hit the apron. Yeah, I just have to undo the adjustment I made. It wasn't the right one. Alright, coming to the white flag lap on stage number 2. A little bit off pace of where I want to be. And yeah, it doesn't appear as if I'm going to be able to gain any more positions, but I do have a 7/10 of a second lead on Hamlin, so 10th is pretty much locked up as long as I can get through this corner clean. And there it is. I'll take it. You know, 1 point is better than 0. And I know I said that at, I think, Mid-Ohio, but it's true. Alright, we're going to pit. I'm going to undo that adjustment that I made. It wasn't the right one. I'm going to put a 10th of wedge back in it. And we're just going to... It looks like we can make it to the end of stage 3 without having to pit again. So we're just going to try to race it to the front. As dust sets on the track, we are now getting to the final stage of tonight's event. Stage 3 underway. 12 laps to go. We have 15 laps of fuel, so don't need to worry about pitting. Looks like Joey Logano led that lap, took it away from Cole Custer as Hamlin looks to our inside. He is going to take the spot and move us back to 11th. I'm going to try to dive back inside of him and see if I can get underneath him going into the corner. I do. He takes the high lane. I'm trying to get it to stick on the bottom. Rear end of the car does want to come out, but it overall feels like it's handling all right. 10th place is locked up. I'm going to slide up, take that top lane away from Denny Hamlin, and try to work on Brad Keselowski. I'm going to dive underneath him getting into the corner, and he's going to be forced to take the middle lane. It looks like he wants the bottom lane, but I'm not going to give it to him. He's stuck up in the middle, but halfway through the corner, in the middle of the corner, I got a little bit loose and lost some of my momentum and my speed, so he's able to pull ahead coming out of the corner, but I'm going to dive low on him once again. Try to fall in line behind Matt D. Benedetto here, and Martin Truex Jr. is your current leader coming to the line. 10 laps to go this time around. 10 laps to try to gain 8 positions and get up to the lead. Coming in through turns 1 and 2, came in the corner a little bit low. I hit the apron, and I'm going to be sliding up the racetrack. That's going to allow Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski to both get runs on me and get around me. That's going to drive me back to the 11th position, as I'm going to try to dive low and get around Hamlin again. Riding in a little bit higher into the corner this time, and I don't slow down quite enough. I'm going to slide up the track again, but don't lose much momentum because I stayed off the apron. But it was still not good enough to be able to clear Hamlin that time. 9 to go, and we're still fighting for a top 10 right now. I do slow down more getting into the corner. It does seem like a better corner, but Brad Keselowski does catch us in the middle. He's going to give us a bit of a shove and push us up the racetrack. We are now getting loose because he is on our quarter panel, trying to save it, but we have lost a lot of time. CPU wanting to push in the corners, man. That is mad annoying. All right, so we are going to drop back to 13th. We're going to be able to get around this is Alex Bowman. We should be able to get around Alex Bowman here if I keep racing smart and not get into Kurt Busch. 8 laps to go to get back into the top 10. It looks like the win is kind of out of the question at this point unless we get a late caution. I do slide up the racetrack and almost make contact with Bowman, but I do manage to stay off of him. He has the momentum coming out the corner, and he's taking Kurt Busch with him. Good chance that I drop back into 14th here if I have a bad corner. So I got to be a little bit smarter with what I'm doing and not try to force the issue too much. Can't just play passive, though. Going to try to get up and block, but Kurt Busch does have the line on the outside, not able to get there. Going to dive in underneath Bowman again, heading into turns 1 and 2. We got 7 laps to go on this race. Bowman's still on the outside. I hit the apron once again. I am going to get a little bit ahead of him, but he has the run, and I'm not clear. Now I'm clear. I'm going to take that spot away from him. Should be able to get a better corner entry now that I can ride up next to the wall on the backstretch. And now Almirola is in my sights as the next target on my list. We have 6 laps remaining. Almirola has about a 4/10 of a second lead on me right now. And then I got to get up to Denny Hamlin to claim a top 10 for this event. But Hamlin is over a second ahead of us right now. So I'm going to have to try to draft with Almirola to catch up to his rear bumper. We are getting there, but we are also running out of time. Coming to 5 to go this time. Not the greatest middle of the corner, but it is enough to go ahead and catch up to Almirola. That lead has been cut in half. It's only 0.2 of a second, coming down to 1/10 of a second. Going to make a dive on the inside to try to get around him. Car gets loose on corner entry, and it's going to cause me to slide up the track in the middle of the corner. Now trying to dive back underneath Almirola, coming down the back straightaway. I am able to get up alongside of him and make the pass, but I'm not able to clear him, so it's still more side-by-side racing. Almirola is going to dive down beneath me and take the bottom lane. He has now been marked as our draft partner. He's going to give me a huge shove coming out of the corner, but no, he decides to back off last second. 4 laps to go. Denny Hamlin is the only thing standing between us and a top 10 finish, but he is 0.9 of a second ahead of me. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to have to run near flawlessly in order to be able to catch him, and that was not a good start. Denny Hamlin's going to pull ahead by 0.2 of a second to 1.1 seconds, coming to 3 to go. Bad corner entry on my part causes me to slide up the racetrack, and the car with the tire wear is starting to get very loose. And Hamlin is just pulling away. Still at that 1.1 second, 3 to go. Unless there's a late caution, I think it's very unlikely that I claim a top 10 in this event. I'm going to try, though. I'm sticking around the bottom. I do shave off Hamlin's lead by 0.2 in that corner, but he has such a great run being on the outside lane. But my quarter entry was just good enough to keep it at that 0.9 seconds. Coming around to 2 to go. 2 more laps to try to catch this number 11 Toyota. Cut into the lead by into Hamlin's lead by another 10th. 9th is out of the question at this point unless we get a caution like now. But 10th is still doable. Unlikely, but doable. Bad corner entry on my part is going to allow Hamlin to keep that separation and actually gain by a 10th. Heading down the back straightaway, I am pulling away from Eric Almirola. That lead on him is now set to 0.4 of a second, but one mistake and he could be right back on your bumper. Coming to the white flag lap, Cole Custer is your leader. Heading into the white flag lap. Cole Custer now takes the white flag. Lead for Hamlin is 0.8 of a second, and the race is over. Yellow flag comes out after the leader has taken the white flag. 11th place is going to be our finish on the day. And it all comes down to we got a pretty bad shove from Keselowski in turns 1, which caused us to fall back and lose momentum. And that's what it came down to. That's what kept us out of the top 10. But overall, pretty good race. Let's go ahead and jump over to the results and see where everybody finished. Looking at the race results, Cole Custer does get the win. He comes away with the full sweep. One stage 1, one stage 2, and does win the race. So a great day for him. Ryan Newman takes second, Kevin Harvick in third, Teammate Martin Truex Jr. finishes 4th, Joey Logano in 5th, Matt DiBenedetto in 6th, William Byron in 7th, Brad Keselowski in 8th, 9th will go to Kyle Larson, and 10th will go to teammate Denny Hamlin. A great day for Joe Gibbs thus far, and another fantastic week for Penske. Looking at 11th through 20th, I do finish in 11th, just outside the top 10. This is also where we'll see Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, and Kurt Busch all finish. And Justin Haley finally gets a good finish. 16th, so he's getting some points. 21st to 30th, this is where we'll find the likes of Ryan Blaney, the last Penske driver. Eric Jones is back here, and no one else who's really up running near the front. You know, all these guys are more back runners throughout this series so far. And then 31st through 40th, Daniel Suarez didn't finish the race. Looks like Quinn Houff was the one who caused the accident that ended the race early. Christopher Bell has not been having a good season. He is in 34th for this event. It's been a rough one for him. And then Ross Chastain also here near the back. Let's take a look at how the points are looking after 3 races. At the end of 3 races, Kyle Larson is our current points leader by 1 point over Joey Logano. Brad Keselowski is 3 points back from Kyle Larson. Cole Custer jumps all the way up to 4th with his phenomenal performance today, and he now has 7 playoff points, which is the most out of any driver. Then we got Eric Almirola in 5th, Kevin Harvick 6th, Eric Jones in 7th. We drop 1 spot to 8th. Matt DiBenedetto in 9th, and Martin Truex Jr. will jump up to 10th. It looks like Penske and Stewart-Haas. Those are the teams to beat right now. The Penske drivers are 2, 3, and 11. Stewart-Haas is currently running 4, 5, 6, and 25th. And we got Christopher Bell all the way back in 31st. Other than that, the Joe Gibbs cars are running 15th, 10th, and 8th. Cole Custer with the fastest lap. Absolutely dominated all the way long. He led the most laps with 24. So pretty much all of the race. Ryan Newman on the move started 29th, finished in 2nd. So a great day for him. And Christopher Bell, tough break, started 18th and ended up finishing 34th. That is going to do it for this episode of NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Thank you all for tuning in. Next week we go to Vegas, a 35-lap race there. Should be a good one. And if it was anything like this week, there should be some close fighting. Anyway, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for spending your time with me.